If you're not hitting 20K plus a month yet consistently in sales, it's usually because of these three things. And once I fix this, my income went from 2K a month to 50K plus a month consistently. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how. What's going on, y'all? My name is Dev. I'm the founder of the Closer's Playbook, and I have a 6-figure a month sales agency. I've worked with countless amount of people, and I became very successful in sales myself. And these three things will absolutely change your life in sales and skyrocket your income. So we're not gonna waste any time, we're gonna hop straight into it. The first thing that we're gonna talk about is perspective. Now, the correct perspective is essential in sales because without this, you will never be able to get above that threshold that the average sales agent is stuck at, which is about 3 to 5K a month. And with the right perspective, it simply just comes down to knowing and understanding that your job as a salesman is to simply be of service to your clients. So the perspective that we want to have is to be of service. When we're talking about these high income month in sales, it's not because we're making a lot of money. I mean, obviously that comes with it, but it comes from us putting a bunch of people in position to win, right? Because think about it. What makes you get a sale, right? Being of value to your client, solving a problem for them, and putting them in a better situation. So at the end of the day, all we need to focus on is being of service to everybody that we encounter, providing them some type of value, and fixing a problem for them. When we don't think like this and we're just thinking about getting a paycheck, getting money to pay our rent, just thinking about everything other than helping out the client, that is what we refer to as commission breath. And commission breath is when you can literally hear it in your voice. You don't genuinely care about what's going on with the client. And because of that, they're gonna feel that energy, they're gonna hear it, and ultimately, they're gonna bang the phone on you because they're not gonna wanna talk to somebody who doesn't really genuinely care about them, right? You gotta genuinely care about your client, you gotta learn about their situation, and you literally just gotta get them to talk. On your sales calls, it really should be about 80% them talking, 20% you talking, right? Because think about it like this, nobody listens more to anybody on earth than themselves. That's why what you think about yourself is so important, because what you think about yourself and the amount of confidence that you have about yourself is gonna reflect and it's gonna show in whatever you decide and endeavor to do. So on our sales calls, we should just be asking questions and of course getting towards our objective, which is closing the deal, but we should be having them reinforcing why they need this the whole entire time. And I'm assuming when you were looking into this, you just wanted to make sure that God forbid anything were to happen to you, you had something in place so that no one would have to come out of pocket, start a GoFundMe or anything like that. Is that right, John? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do, blah, blah, blah. Okay, absolutely, John. And who exactly were you looking to protect? Man, I was just looking to go ahead and leave some coverage behind for my daughter, blah, blah, blah. And I'm making him reinforce why he would need what I'm selling, because naturally that's gonna make what I'm selling a lot more important. It's gonna make him a lot more urgent when it comes to grab what I'm selling, and he's gonna listen to himself more than anybody. So I understand that, right? So we simply just wanna be a service. We want to get them to talk about themselves. We want to take genuine interest in them and get them to talk about themselves, their problems, build rapport, all that good stuff. And that simply just comes from being a service for our clients. And that's the number one thing, is having the correct perspective. All right, and the next thing that we're gonna talk about is profit margins. Now, this is super important because this is gonna lead to the next thing that we're gonna talk about, which is gonna be your opportunities and then your systems. But your profit margins determine how many opportunities you're gonna need daily. It's gonna determine what your systems need to look like in order for you to hit this goal, which today we're talking about 20,000. So let's go ahead and break this down. So right now, on the low end, the average deposit that my guys are receiving that are part of my sales agency is gonna be about $500 per sale. Now, if you're not familiar with what I do, I have a life insurance agency. I teach people how to do sales. And if you wanna learn exactly how to get licensed to even get in position to make sales like me, as well as some of my other guys, which I'll drop some of their sales, just all around because there's so many going on daily, you can go ahead and go to the closersplaybook.net/masterclass. This is gonna show you how to get licensed, how to put yourself in position. And I also have some insight on my systems. I have an inbound call system, which I'm gonna elaborate a little bit later on about when we get to opportunities into systems. I also got some objection handling tips. I wanna talk to my wife. I need to think about it, send me out some paperwork. I go over all these things within my masterclass. So it's $49 a month if you would like to join it. It has tons of valuable information in there. And of course, the goal is to get you to be as profitable as possible, and just to give you some more insight on what it actually looks like to be successful in sales and all the knowledge and systems game that you'll need. So go ahead and check that out. Again, closersplaybook.net/masterclass. But with profit margins, like I said, this is gonna determine what exactly it looks like for you to hit that goal. So for us, right, our average is going to be $500 per sale. Now, with $500 per sale, if we're trying to hit $20,000 for the month, this means that we need to be doing 40 sales per month. Let's say we're working 20 days out the month, right? 20 days out the month, 10 days, we take off weekends, special occurrences, whatever happens, right? This means that you need to be making 2 sales a day. Now, if you're working and your profit margin, let's say you make $100 per sale, this means that you need to make 200 sales per month to hit 20K for the month, which means you need to be making 10 sales a day. So the biggest thing, y'all, is if you're making less than $100 per sale and you're not, or you don't have the systems in place to sell a lot of whatever you have, and there isn't even demand for what you're trying to sell, honestly, you're cooked. Get into the higher ticket space because it makes the workload a lot less. It's a lot easier, and you don't have to have as much ad spend nearly, in order to try to maximize and make a bunch of sales. Because if you're trying to make 10 sales per day, that can be pretty tedious. And if you're not selling a necessity-based product, it's going to take a little bit to get to that point. And that's another thing, right? You always want to sell a necessity-based product because this means that whoever you're selling it to needs this product, which means there's going to be more demand. So for those of you who are drop shipping fake Labubus, for those of you who are drop shipping just BS products, seasonal products, that's cool, but get something to where everybody needs it, right? That's why I got into life insurance sales, because think about it. Death is inevitable. There will never be a cure for it, and it will always happen. People love their families and they care about their families and they want them to be protected, especially if they're the breadwinners within the family. So that's why life insurance is so important, because everybody dies, meaning that they'll always need it. It's recession proof, and people love their families, which is a pain point, which makes it a very emotional based sale. So because of that, it's something that is needed year round. It's very easy to sell with the proper blueprint and proper systems. And this is why I've been able to see so much success, and I've been able to have all my guys around me see the same amount of success because it's a necessity-based product. But getting back to what we were talking about, right? If your profit margins are very, very slim, you're gonna have to make a lot more sales, which honestly gets quite annoying. So again, if you guys wanna learn exactly how to put yourself in position and you wanna join the team, go to closersplaybook.net/masterclass to get licensed. If you wanna work with me directly, you can go to closersplaybook.net. You can apply and my team will get in contact with you. I have about 50 guys on my team right now, so I'm only working with people who are actually genuinely looking to build a business and to start off with a very solid foundation and learn from the best in the game. So if this is you, closersplaybook.net, go ahead and apply, and we'll talk about what it looks like to go ahead and work. But this is what the profit margins look like. Again, the higher ticket, the better, the less amount of sales you have to make per day, and the more attainable it is to get to your point. Now, that brings us to opportunity systems. The biggest and most important thing that you can do for your business is to work off of warm leads. So what a warm lead is, a warm lead is somebody who sees a form online or however, you deliver, your ad. They see it, they're interested in it, they fill out a request, they opt in to be contacted. That's what a warm lead is. So the reason why these are so good is because when somebody's already interested in what you're trying to sell, it makes it a lot easier to sell rather than cold calling, because honestly, cold calling is trash. I would never do it. You have to, play a lot more numbers when you're cold calling, and I don't even got the time to do anything like that. So with the warm leads, what I do is I have two things that I do with my warm leads. I funnel my warm leads into an AI dialer, which people fill out a request online. I plug them into my AI dialer tool. It dials about 10 to 15 numbers every single 30 seconds, and the first person that picks up is who answers. And then I work off of inbound phone calls. And what an inbound phone call is, this is when somebody literally just calls your phone, requesting your service, asking about your service. And, if I'm being honest, I really rarely dial anymore just because I have so many guys on my sales team. So I'm more focused on training, getting them scaled up to the point to where they need to be. So if I do dial, I'll just take inbound calls and I'll just close my inbound calls, make some little bread real quick. And it's so easy because they're literally calling my phone. And this right here is a powerhouse if you want to be able to close 2 deals a day. But I'm going to tell you what's going to take you over the top. Your AI dialer and your inbound phone calls are going to be your new customer acquisition. This is going to get you people that you've never talked to before, inquiring about it. And what you want to do is, from here, you want to use the closes that you get from your AI dialer and from the inbound phone calls, and you want to get referrals. What this is going to be is simply just the people that you're closing, they're just going to refer your service over to people who may have mentioned it, or they can just talk about it with their friends or family, and they can refer them over to you, and you can incentivize them. Hey, if you bring me somebody and then we end up closing them, we'll go ahead and we'll give you a $100 referral fee, right? And word of mouth is the strongest form of business, because think about it. Think about when somebody, or you maybe have asked your friend about a certain service, or a family member, or they may have recommended you about somebody who did a very good job with their service, and then you end up going to them and didn't think twice about it, right? Because you just trusted the word of your family member, or you trusted the word of your friend. So referrals are always going to be the strongest form of business. Word of mouth is always going to be the strongest form of business. And the way that you do this is you incentivize your client, of course, right? Because it needs to be a win-win situation. They need to win. And of course, naturally, if they win, then you win because you're the one getting the close. So incentivize them, but also take pride in your service. Take pride. You should try to give your customer the best experience ever. Kiss some ass. Who cares? It's going to make you more money because they're going to be a long-lasting client, right? They can be a reoccurring client, and then they can refer people that they know. And every single close that you have has their whole entire own family tree, warm market of friends, people that we grew up with or that they grew up with that we would never ever know if it isn't connected by them. Think about it. And then on top of this, you want to go ahead and follow up. So follow up with, the people that you weren't able to close the first time from your AI dollar, or from, your inbound phone calls, or from your referrals, and clean up the house, right? So this is what I call the 4 lead pass. And again, right, warm leads that are thrown into your AI dollar that you're making outbound calls to, inbound phone calls, referrals, and then follow-ups. This is a 4 lead pass of success, and this is going to allow you to get volume. And volume is everything, because volume is opportunity. Opportunity and volume lead to conversions, and conversions lead to money made, which again is what we're looking to do here, right? And then as far as the systems go, like I said, my systems come from my AI dialing system and then my inbound phone call system. And I also have a CRM that I put all of my follow-ups into that reminds me to give them a phone call back. So that's what my systems look like. If you want access to my systems directly and you want to work with me, of course, again, go to closersplaybook.net. If you want to get into the life insurance industry and you just want to learn how to get licensed and you want to learn how to respond to rebuttals, again, closersplaybook.net/masterclass, and you can access that. But this is the exact blueprint that I follow in order to hit 20K plus a month every single month. This is the exact blueprint that my top producers follow in order to hit 20K plus a month every single month. I appreciate you all for watching the video. Comment and let me know if this video helped you out. If you have any questions, feel free. I'll go ahead and answer them. Make sure to like the video and subscribe as well. Follow my Instagram at onlydmac. And then, I'll see you guys on the next video. I got a lot more game coming for y'all. And anything that I can do to help you guys make money, I am more than willing to do. Again, comment, let me know what you guys need. Comment and let me know if this video was valuable for you. And I'll catch you on the next video, man.